Hey everybody, welcome to Who Gives a Shit, the podcast that asks the most important question of who gives a shit? So, what's going on with you this week, CJ? What's happening, man?
It's been an up and down week. I lost 1,500 at 4-card, a game that I know nothing about. And I didn't have rent money for a while. But then I went to go gamble yesterday, and I won it all back plus $100. So
oh, nice. So what's the lowest you got this week?
The lowest I was down 1,500 at 4-card.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I got 400 of it back, which is enough to pay my rent. Because I cashed out for $585, so I have rent money plus $100. And
nice.
I'm doing good. But I have a Ben & Jerry's update for the people. I know everyone here gives a shit about this. It turns out the conflict between Israel and Palestine is far from over. And the reasoning for that is because of the feedback Ben & Jerry's got on social media, they've now decided to not serve ice cream to the people of Israel or Palestine. So nobody gets ice cream.
They don't need that ice cream anyway.
Yeah, so I guess Christians are the winner because we still have ice cream. So,
yeah,
cool.
I mean, for as obnoxious as these people are, their ice cream is pretty tasty. I look at Ben & Jerry's kind of the same way I look at Chick-fil-A. Even the people that don't appreciate the morals of Chick-fil-A are still eating those chicken sandwiches because they're fucking delicious.
Dude, so the fat waitress I've been fucking, she's one of those people that believe that corporations are people and they can have an opinion. And, we went back and forth on Chick-fil-A because she said they were homophobic or whatever because they paid for conversion therapy camps, I guess. Like the guy that...
Did they pay for Milo's camp at least?
Well, I don't think so. I think they made a camp a long time ago. Like they actually constructed a camp. I looked into it.
Window.
And the guy that ran Chick-fil-A funded a camp, but I was like, okay, but that doesn't discount the product and how good the sandwich is.
Yeah, that is still some fucked shit to do. I mean, don't get that twisted. But, man, I love those chicken sandwiches, dude.
Yeah, and like a company can't hate gay people. That guy probably does. But he's not the fucking company. That. No, they don't hate gays. I know a gay guy that works at Chick-fil-A.
Well, I'm more thinking about companies being able to actually have opinions on shit. I don't know about these days. I guess it's whatever social media can pressure them into doing. But I don't know. I bet you in China, all the companies there have the official position that's basically the same as what the Communist Party has. I mean, just call it a hunch.
Well, yeah, they don't have a choice in the matter, I don't think. Either way, if it comes down between chicken nuggets and gay marriage, I'm picking chicken nuggets every time. So,
and yeah, even their chicken nuggets are good, dude. I mean, I love Chick-fil-A. Like, it's one of my top tier fast food places. Like,
oh yeah, and the service is top notch too. Fast, polite.
Yeah, you get that shit fucking fast.
Yeah. I was talking to my dad about this the other day, but America is dead. You have to get an app to order a hamburger at some McDonald's.
I remember you saying this, and I don't think that means that America is dead.
Yes, it does. How did they not?
No, it's just that your convenience is filtered through your phone a little bit more. I mean, it's alarming, but I
No,
don't think that's
America is dead.
necessarily
If I
anti.
can pull up to a
How is that
McDonald's,
anti-American, dude?
it is. If I can pull up to a McDonald's and say, hey, I would like 2 McDoubles and large fry, if I can do that and get my food instantly, America is dead. Why do I have to download an app to order a cheeseburger? That's retarded.
Well, you can still just use the app, and now you don't even have to talk to anyone over their lame intercom, dude.
But the app, it doesn't work, and why should I have to go?
So what if it's buggy and it's real shitty? I mean, one of the things that's great about America is companies that want to have a shitty-ass service and just basically want to turn money away. They're entitled to do that, too.
I think it's the death of the American dream when I see shit like that. It says, oh, the Chinese are taking over with their technology again. They finally got to McDonald's.
Oh, quit being so hyperbolic. The American dream is still alive. Shit, my last week was the American dream, dude. I just didn't do much. Work wasn't too hard, so I got to just breeze on through that. I didn't do a motherfucking thing except for play video games, and it was glorious. I don't really just get to do that all that often, but I mean, I really got it in. That was a successful ass week, dude.
You know what else I didn't do? I didn't order a cheeseburger because I don't have the app to do so. Because that's retarded.
Yeah, just go through Whataburger, man. They expect you to like pull money out of your like socks and shit like that. You know, some ghetto.
We don't have one of those
but it's
in
delicious.
Michigan. Are they good?
Whataburgers? Yeah, they're pretty good. As far as like a fast food burger is concerned, it's top notch. There's like some lame artificial beef between In-N-Out and Whataburger. In Texas and California, people will go back and forth through about it. And it's depressing because Whataburger is obviously the superior chain, but you know, you got people that really like what they see right in front of them.
I wish I had In-N-Out, like, because I've had it once in my life, but
look, agree with me on this. Shoestring fries are the lamest version of fries, man.
What kind of fries?
Shoestring fries, like the really thin fries.
Oh, dude, you're fucking up. Steak fries are the worst cut of fries.
Oh, those aren't very good either. Yeah, they're just too thick. But the problem with the really thin ones is that they just fucking cool off way too fucking fast. They don't hold any heat, so you got to eat those shits like fucking immediately. And
I love the shoestring ones, man, especially from McDonald's.
Oh man, what the fuck?
They're the best.
Or straight.
There's a good chicken place called Malu's around here that does the same cut fries as McDonald's does, and it's very good.
You know, oddly, of all the types of fries out there, waffle fries is something I could take or leave. I don't really like it, nor do I really hate it. I'm very indifferent about that, and it's just something that Chick-fil-A just kind of does, and I've come to accept. Although,
listen, I think this is a good debate, so I'm going to throw a challenge out there. Call our voicemail line. What's the number for our voicemail?
All right. So call us about fucking French fries at 281-747-6015 and tell us who gives a shit about fucking French fries. Tell us what you think
the best French fry is and why that is.
Yeah, and we'll see who gives a shit. So, you want to get into the show proper, man?
Let's do it.
All right. So, what's your first topic you're bringing in this week?
We are going to play Guess the Outlet. To start us off, this is a major outlet that I have never brought into the show, and it is not a New York Times or a newspaper.
Okay.
The headline is, Singer Pink blasts Norwegian Handball Association for sexist uniform guidelines.
It's one you haven't brought in before?
Never brought it in.
God, this is a hard one for me, man, because I don't care about this story, like, at all. Pink? I'm like, Pink? Who the fuck even cares about any of this shit?
Well, wait till we get into the Norwegian Handball Association.
No, I'm familiar with that story, but whenever you get Pink involved, I'm like, fuck. This bitch is she's off by like 2 decades for any relevance. What the fuck is this shit? So, what's fucked up is I can't think of another publication to even bring up that you haven't brought in. That I'm like, oh man, all right. So I tap out on this one. What is it? Who's writing about
the AP, the folks at Associated Press wrote this article.
Oh man, yeah. They apparently take themselves very seriously out there.
Yeah, I guess so. This is hard-hitting journalism about the major scandal that's in the Norwegian Handball Association. Now, I brought this in to make fun of Pink, but the more I started reading about it, the more I realized, oh, what the hell is handball? And handball sounds like a sport that I would make up in my head because I feel bad that I can't play baseball. So
handball's a real thing, man. In fact, people play it in prison quite a bit.
So what is handball, Adam? Because I still don't know.
I didn't really just play this thing. It's kind of like playing tennis.
So it's got weird scoring?
I have no idea how it works. Now, when I saw beach handball, I was like, what? In fact, I saw the headline. You said you were talking about it, and I had to rewind and look at what you said to make sure that what I saw was what I thought it was, because I was like, surely you mean volleyball. No. Handball apparently is an Olympic sport. In fact, there are a lot of things that I was not aware are Olympic sports that are Olympic sports this year. Like, this year's Olympics is a total fucking shit show, dude.
Well, handball is the sport that I could play. My hands work fine. Maybe I'll sign up for the Olympics soon.
Yeah. Apparently there's a big scandal around that too, because all the Paralympic people, like the Special Olympic people, they couldn't have their handlers go with them to meet COVID protocols or some bullshit like that, and people were fucking pissed.
Yeah, like, fucked retards.
Like, they're gonna have to like fucking carpool all the freaking tards in the van and have one dude overlook like 5 or something like that, because yeah. So, all right. So from what I understand about this, like the bottoms on this, apparently for these beach sports, they have like bikini bottoms that these chicks are supposed to wear. And these Norwegian chicks were like, fuck this, we want to wear shorts.
Yeah, they want to wear shorts as they protest for the sexualization in women's sports. Now, I'm going to point out why that's wrong in a second. But first, I want to get to the headline, which says that Pink pays the fine for the team. The fine was 1,500 euros, and that's right around
$1,500 dues.
That's right around 1,700 in American dollars. Now,
well, shit.
The article says that Pink paid for the fine. But what actually happened is Pink said that she would pay the fine in a tweet, and because of all the feminist backlash. The fat feminists who are butt mad. The Norwegian Handball Association paid for the fine, and then they are working on repealing the bikini bottom law now.
I heard that they were already in the process of changing this rule. They just hadn't done it yet. And that the Norwegian group, like Handball, whatever the fuck association, said that they would pay the fine before they even got the shorts or something like that. That this is really just the chicks wanted to wear shorts, they'd have to pay a fine based on the rules, and then the sports organization was like, okay, sure. And then everyone's like, oh my god, this is so unfair to the women's. Like, not really. People just paid the fine for them to wear their shorts. They still got to wear their shorts, and they are changing the rules, so I don't see who gives a shit about this at all.
Well, the other thing that I want to point out is the sexualization of women's sports is the only reason anyone is watching women's sports. So if you're not in a fucking bikini bottom, there's not even a 1% chance that I would flip the TV channel to fucking handball in Norway.
How can you say something so stunning, yet so brave? Yeah, truth hurts. Yeah, that's yeah, you're speaking the truth there, CJ. What do you think is going to happen to the ratings when all these chicks are all wearing their fucking burqas and shit? Nobody wants to see that.
I don't even think their mom is gonna watch the game, dude. I think the parents are gonna be too bored to even sit in on this game.
What do you think people will still watch if all the chicks are like constantly wearing like leggings or shorts or whatever the hell?
Well, I the one woman's sport that I watch is gymnastics because they have the see-through like leotard thing.
Well, also that takes a lot of like the amount of training that goes into that. It's crazy how that all these people are able to pull all that stuff off, and the women's gymnastics is pretty. I mean, it's impressive what these chicks can do.
Simone Biles can get it, man. Real ones out there know who Simone Biles is. She can absolutely come to my place anytime.
Yeah, she won golds, right? I think, isn't she from Houston?
Oh, I don't know. Now I got another reason to go to Texas, though, if she is from Houston.
You know, it is funny seeing people just like immediately be like, can you believe these sexist rules? They jump to attention to change this shit like immediately. Like these chicks' concerns were immediately brought to attention and given consideration. Like it's really.
It was one of those things with the handball guys. They canceled the law preemptively before anyone got even fucking mad. And it's not like it matters, because nobody gives a shit about fucking handball. It's just these fat feminists.
I didn't even know it was a thing.
These fat feminists out there always need something to be mad at, because they're resentful towards themselves, because they can't have a man hang around them for more than 5 minutes. Because they're that insufferable.
Well, also, whenever they're like, can you believe that the Olympics has rules like this? Like, yeah, I can. The Olympics has been around for a long time, and it has had a lot of crazy rules throughout its history, I am sure. And I would not be surprised that there's plenty that are still just on the books. So, yeah, they play these things on TV, and if you want people to tune in, you get bikini bottoms. That was probably a good marketing decision. And them changing this is going to end up hitting their bottom line, I'm sure. This is a weird Olympics, man, because the Japanese don't even want it there. There's no tourism, so there's no money getting made. It's just a endless money pit that everyone is just throwing money in, and it is just turning into a black void of nothingness.
Well, Brazil said the same thing about their Olympics. It seems to be pretty common from what I've seen.
At least they got to cash in on their tourism, though. Japan isn't getting anything. Like, they are so fucked. Well, even if they could get them there, they don't want them.
To sum up this article, newsflash, feminists are angry. And it's all your fault.
Oh, yeah, no, go figure, right? Well, let's see. Let's move on to one of my my topics. So
let's do it.
Let's play Guess the Outlet. Here is the headline. Blizzard devs say some men were sexually harassed too. And here's a line from the article. Frat boy culture alleged in Activision Blizzard victimized men as well.
Frat boy culture. What is it? The fucking nerd house from Animal House? Is that what?
So who do you think? Who do you think? Who do you think wrote this fine article?
Polygon, IGN.
Man, you are close. You are real damn close. You're in the cluster. It's Kotaku.
Oh, I know that one.
All right, so are you familiar with what happened with Blizzard and these allegations?
No, because I go outside and have friends, so I don't read about World of Warcraft and company.
Yeah, I don't really either, other than some of the people that I watch on YouTube happen to be involved with some World of Warcraft shit. And whenever anything with World of Warcraft happens, they immediately feel the impetus to go and talk about it. And so shit happened with their beloved company. So here they are, all around the gossip mill, ready to talk shit about this fucking game.
There's more versions at the water cooler than a Muslim's version of heaven. And they sit around the water cooler and talk about Blizzard's ethic laws all day.
Yeah, I can kind of understand why people like ragging on Blizzard these days, because they made a lot of good games back in the day, man. I played a lot of them, like Diablo 1, Diablo 2, all the Warcraft games. And I never played WoW because I knew that game would have sucked me in and I would have had a problem. Thankfully, I was able to avoid that shit. But I had friends that did. And whenever I hear people talk about Blizzard, it's almost like the same way that you talk about a friend, an old friend that turned like real sour or something like that. Because people are just disappointed with this company. It used to be like the pinnacle of everything great about gaming, and they're effectively owned by EA right now, Activision. It's gross. It just feels gross.
Those are the Madden people, right? EA, they do Madden.
EA is this, so they're not actually owned by EA, but they might as well. Like that's the only thing this company doesn't make that is like obviously predatorial, and that's the sports games. That shit is a fucking racket.
The only one I like is the baseball one. Because I think they put actual effort into that one. I got pretty bored of Madden around Madden 15, and I just stopped buying them. Because it's literally the same game every time. To the point where it even looks the same.
Yeah. Oh, so one of the reasons I'm bringing in this Blizzard stuff is because it annoys me that a lot of the people that are touting this out, going like, look at how gross Blizzard is, are the same people that are like, hold up, wait a minute, let's let due process work its way out and figure out who's telling the truth here. They immediately want to jump against Blizzard. And just because I don't know, they've been pissing people off lately. It's weird to see, like, it has a real high school feel to it, man, like a real pettiness feel, you know. But that's gamers for you, man. They can get in their feelings
Well,
sometimes.
these
There's a lot of
people weren't getting
feelings.
laid in high school, and they're not getting laid now. So there's someone to blame there.
Yeah. Oh man. So, but it is it is strange because really there isn't a whole lot of articles that you would expect to see where they're like, oh, there's toxic masculinity in all these game devs and shit like that. There really isn't a lot of articles about that. It's other gamers trying to dunk on the devs for just being an asshole or something. And then like talking shit because they got banned for calling someone a cunt on World of Warcraft or something. They're like, ah, how could you have done that? You're a hypocrite. Ugh. Like this is a really dumb thing that has come out, and really you should let the smoke settle a little bit more before you jump to conclusions, even if
Is
it does look damning for
is
Blizzard.
vagina against the terms of service on the Blizzard form? Can you get banned for using any form of the word vagina?
I'm pretty sure that they will. And also, if you just start talking shit about China, they'll ban you too, because that's another thing that Blizzard did that people love to just pull out of their toolbox that they've been holding on to for whenever something happens with Blizzard. They're like, remember when you banned that guy for saying free Hong Kong? I'm like, oh, this shit again. Who gives a shit? Nope. What? Fuck. Who cares? I mean,
So
there is some fucked up shit.
what's the allegation? They got George Takei working at Blizzard and he's grabbing everyone by
No,
the
so
dick.
they're saying that their management harbored a hostile like work environment for women where sexual harassment was often ignored and overlooked, and they could point to this one chick that killed herself at some business like event, and apparently there were dudes that were passing around her nudes, and some guy that was banging her brought like a butt plug and some lube, and she had offed herself, and the cops all like rounded up anyone that she was talking to, and they're like, what? Well, this dude was apparently banging her, and we got butt plugs and lube. That's a damning thing to see. So it is a weird like it is a weird lawsuit. It's the state of California going after the company Blizzard too. So this is probably they probably got an uphill battle. Like this
Why
is
the
pretty bad.
fuck is the state involved in this?
Oh, I don't know. White chick died. At least I'm presuming that she's white or something. And it's
Jesus,
funny.
California, you guys really don't have anything better to do you?
And man, actually, some of the shit that people have said about this is just straight up retarded, man. Because they act like that people that were fans of World of Warcraft ended up working at Blizzard, and that's what made the work culture all toxic, man. Like blah blah blah. Like some people, there's a few people that have tried to draw those parallels, but they're very fringe voices. And I think that because they were hiring for their diversity, they had to hire their women's, and those were fans of World of Warcraft. And I don't know if you've ever seen MMO chicks that play these types of games. They kind of tend to be on the autistic spectrum. And when a chick is on the spectrum, man, they can act fucking weird. And so even
I'm also thinking fat as you're describing this to me. That's the
it
word
doesn't
that
matter if
sticks
she
out.
is or isn't. She's probably going to think that some dude is making a pass at her just for asking her if she needs something or something like that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at that at all. If there was a bunch of like mixed signals where you got a lot of real aspy dudes and a lot of, autistic chicks that are all trying to interact with one another. And it's just a total clusterfuck. I can totally see some shit like that happening. But, oh man, like the people coming out of the woodworks trying to take sucker shots at Blizzard, it's just kind of gross, really. Uh, why
So,
can't they just leave Blizzard alone?
what are they gonna do about the guy being accused, is he fired already, or are they sticking behind him?
Oh, it's the whole business management shit. Apparently, there was a lot of HR complaints that were overlooked and a lot of like things that were said to upper management that were just ignored. So this is like a whole investigation. I got no idea where this is going, and it's early in its development. So I'll have to wait a while until, I can just bring it up again. And that'll be all fun and good.
We love the double dip on this show, but haven't these nerds seen Revenge of the Nerds? If you're gonna do anything rapey, you gotta do it in a Darth Vader costume. That's how you get away with it.
Yeah, that is pretty damn rapey. I'm surprised that I haven't seen a major push against that, because when I rewatched that shit, I was like, oh, that's fucked up. That is real fucked up.
Dude, it's awesome. My nerd is getting some by pulling a Bill Cosby and
that's some straight. That's straight up rape. That's go to federal, pound you in the ass penitentiary, or whatever. Like that's gonna look like a fucked up charge.
So you're done fucked up, nerds already. You're not wearing the Darth Vader costume. That's where you went wrong.
All right. Well, you want to get into To Catch a Redditor?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's hop into it. So this is one about everything that's happening at Blizzard.
From r/wow, Comfortable Mike writes, I helped someone at Blizzard who'd been there since the Team 2 days of WoW, and they told me all of this happened and more. They said that basically the only way to get promoted as a woman was sleeping with the heads of the teams or doing services for them. It seemed like really shitty work environment. Shade of Icarus writes, yeah, till you dig deeper and find out he was also a problematic employee that made fun of women for being fat or not looking the way he expected.
Fucking based nerd over here. Wow, what a real surprise. Making your interns suck your dick and making fun of them for being fat while they do it. I'm starting to like this guy.
Well, yeah, he did come out of fucking nowhere to just slap him with that. Man, that is fun to see, because whenever you just wreck someone's day hitting them with a harsh truth. But all right, so this is one about the Olympic shorts.
From r/World News, Beware of Blonde writes, it's sad, but also kind of hilarious when you discover there are still organizations that just have straight-up chauvinistic rules, clearly made for the benefit of creepy pervs, still on the books in the 2020s. I'd love to hear somebody in charge try to explain the purpose of requiring specifically fitted low-cut bikini bottoms for the sport, besides a desire to ogle the athletes. The Blue Wizard writes, wow, 4 downvotes. Apparently 4 fat middle-aged men don't like having their fantasies disturbed. This is sexist bullcrap perpetrated most likely by middle-aged white men. There's no need for it. It doesn't serve the sport, and it's not really practical. It carries over into volleyball and track and field. For some reason, the various sports federations feel it necessary for women to dress like hookers. It's sexist, plain and simple.
You're damn right it is.
Have you ever heard of a chick that types more middle-aged and white?
Yeah, you're damn right. It's a sexist policy created by white men, and it's awesome.
What's the purpose of this? To make it so that someone might want to watch it.
Sorry, we made your sport watchable, you fat cow.
Can you believe that men objectify women? Yes.
Yeah, we do it all the time.
Everyone knows that men do this.
Dude, I'm doing it right now. And while we're recording this podcast, I'm just looking at chicks on Tinder in between segments. I am objectifying women right now as we are recording. And men will do it all the time, and we will continue to do it. Stay mad, ho.
So here's one about the QAnon crisis actors.
From r/technology. Leafstride writes, over the past few years, I've seen some interesting evidence of crisis actor being used in various news stories, but I just don't really want to believe it. I don't doubt most of the things happen, but maybe news organizations hire them to make for more better TV or something? I'm hoping that this is the case because I don't really know how to go about reconciling this stuff with the way I view the world. Who do I trust to tell me what's happening in the world? How do I trust people who just seem to want to entertain? It's serious shit that's brushed off as conspiracy or Russian propaganda.
How often you hang around schizo posts there, CJ?
Not really that much. But to answer his question, the guy that you should be looking for answers, his name is Alex Jones. And he hosts a show. It's pretty good.
Unlock your human potential.
Sucked any ding dongs.
Yeah. Watch Alex Jones. Just listen to him. There are
a lot of crisis actors in the world if you take Alex Jones's word for it.
Yeah, dude. Everything in the lie, nothing in the real, except for super male vitality. That shit made me walk.
That shit fucking works.
Yep.
Speaking of alpha males, we got one about Jeff Bezos not being an astronaut. Hold on.
From r/space. Brother Greed writes, now, clearly, the FAA has changed their personal definition of what constitutes an astronaut under their rules, and that's fair enough. But I do think it's wild how much upheaval has occurred due to Jeff Bezos simply claiming the title. If some journalists or tourists have earned the title astronaut with little fanfare, a guy largely responsible for an entire commercial space program even existing might be able to claim the title too, no? Or maybe it's an issue just because everybody hates Jeff Bezos now. Opinions may vary, of course.
Opinions always vary. Everyone hates Jeff Bezos. And fuck this guy for being able to think he could just buy into being an astronaut. Like,
yeah, these fucking weirdo Bond villains that are technology gurus, they all think they can be astronauts. It's a real fucking weird trend.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even all that mad at it, man. There are dumber ways to blow some cash. And, they had to make some rockets, so that's cool with me. But well, let's get out of To Catch a Redditor and get into our last topic. So what's your last topic for the week there, CJ?
My last one is, it's from an outlet that I brought in before. And they are notoriously left-leaning.
Okay. How notorious are we talking here?
Like, probably up there, probably like the third publication you would list off when you think of leftist propaganda outlets. I'm going to read you the headline. I was a Parkland shooter survivor. QAnon convinced my dad that it was all a hoax.
Half of the time, your shit comes from the LA Times, but I don't think this is half of the time.
You're right
so
about that.
So when I think of something that's notoriously left, I think of either MSNBC, Vox, or Vice.
Vice!
And
boom. You got it.
Bam!
This is Vice.com. And before we get into how retarded the actual story is, I want to make fun of Vice for their lack of journalism again. So what this this whole article is based on a Reddit post that simply just says, my son was a survivor in the Parkland shooting, and I believe that there were crisis actors. So they read that post
Did
on
they
Reddit.
check to make sure this dude was a real guy at all?
He is a real guy. There is no documentation that his son is an actual shooter survivor, other than he just says it in the post. But they also framed this article in a very shitty manner, and it didn't take much. It actually took me like 2 minutes to do some digging and find out that what they're representing it as. So the way the article is written, it's written from the point of view of the kid, and the kid is saying that his dad doesn't believe the shooting happened at all, and that he was a hired actor. Now, if you go to the post simply says, "My son was a survivor, and I believe that they're crisis actors." Those are two different things. You can...
Damn it. I was hoping that the other story was true, though, because that would be just too damn funny. Where you got you got some asshole crazy ass dad that would come in and, like, you know, tuck you into bed and be like, "Oh, there, son. I know that it was traumatic for you. You being a fucking crisis actor and getting paid by George Soros, you piece of shit.
You fucking
But, you know, tomorrow will be a better day. Good night, son."
You globalist piece of shit. I should have had mom abort you when I had the chance.
Alex Jones is on to you, though. He's getting the information out there. Defeat the globalists that want to shackle your mind.
Absolutely. That's why I use my InfoWars branded toothpaste with no aluminum, so the globalists can't get to my head.
Yeah.
I refuse to go along with this.
But
oh man, so
all this
they switched perspectives based on what the actual Reddit post originally was. Is that what? So am I tracking that right?
Yeah. So this is two different things: what the post actually is and what the article is. Now, don't get me wrong. This guy on Reddit is batshit insane, and he's a crazy retard. But he did not say that Parkland didn't happen, or even that his son was a crisis actor. He just said that he believed it was real, and that some of the people there in the aftermath to give interviews were hired actors. That's totally different than what Vice is saying, which is the dad thinks that Parkland is a made-up event because of QAnon and Alex Jones, and the son is here to tell the story about how his dad is a school shooter denier and doesn't believe that he actually was in a school shooting.
I believe all of it, absolutely.
Well, so, you know, I could see why Vice would write this, though, because they, who gives a shit about this, really? People that like looking at the freak show, I guess?
Well, it's a lot like when I brought in that Inside the Storm shit. You remember that?
Yeah, and I can see the people that would want to watch this too, that are legitimately scared that having freedom of speech absolutely on the internet will make like violent uprisings and shit like that.
I don't even think
weird crap like that.
I don't even think it's actual liberal people. I think it's other journalists that are scared of this, and they talk amongst themselves about how scared of the QAnon boogeyman they are.
Well, yeah. Also, that someone that this just exists as an anonymous person on the internet has so much sway and is able to get so many eyes when their dumbass can't even get some chicks to read an article about your nails getting fucked up. Like, it must be a fucked up time to work in journalism, dude. It must be fucking soul crushing.
Well, it's very easy. You can make anything into a headline these days.
I mean, I bet if you can tune in to that particular brand of retardation, like the clickbait wavelength of your brain, if you could do that, I bet you could be a really successful journalist by just fucking slamming out shitloads of articles.
I mean, I can be a journalist. It's basically marketing, but on the internet. That's all it is.
Oh, you're just trying to tell people what they already want to hear, so you're trying to market that?
Yeah, the liberal fear-mongering people go to Huffington Post, and the right-wing fear-mongers go to Breitbart. So it all depends on what article you're writing and who it's for. You know, if I'm writing a Breitbart article, I'm going to talk about how the gays are coming for the children and they're going to rape all your children. And they're the drag queen hiding under your bed right now, getting ready to rape you. And if I write for the Huffington Post, I'm going to talk about how you should hate middle-aged white people because they're more successful than you, and that's the result of racism and sexism. It's very easy to pander to groups.
Yeah, I would imagine so. It's Oh no, this is kind of an interesting one, man. Like, I don't know exactly how to feel about the whole crisis actor like thing. Like, I don't really give a shit about it, and I don't exactly know who really cares either.
I mean, pretty much what school shootings are, they are events for journalists to make money off of. That's all they are now. When they happen, everyone is on it immediately, and they're milking shit, and they're like, oh, we got an exclusive interview with a guy that said he was in his locker at the time of the school shooting, and we got this nerd.
Well, I mean, it was a school shooting that got Ben Shapiro off the ground.
Which
whenever he was.
Which one was that?
The Pierce Morgan one, where Ben Shapiro was like, "Oh, you're standing on the graves of these dead children to try to push your agenda on guns. That is so disgusting." He already preempted that argument before Pierce Morgan could even make it, and oh god, it threw him way the fuck off. Like, that shit was funny. That's what made Pierce Morgan go, "How dare you? I've never.
How dare you?"
But yeah, school shooting, they're just media circuses, and they're a way for news outlets to pump out money. And politicians usually use one of the kids as, you know, political speaking figures, like figureheads, to push whatever laws about gun controls they want to push.
Well, you want to get out of the QAnon stuff and get into the last topic of the week?
Let's do it, buddy.
All right, so here is the headline I got for you. So guess the headline here. This is one that I've brought in before. It says, FAA says Jeff Bezos, not an astronaut based on new criteria.
This Washington Post.
No, this is Fox.
Fox. Okay.
So there's a lot of people that talked about it, but Fox had a pretty fair take on it. There's a lot of people that are all schmarmy about it, but they're just like, yeah, there's FAA says Jeff Bezos isn't an astronaut. Richard Branson might, actually. I don't know. That's debatable.
Well, what does James Bond villain Jeff Bezos have to say about not being an astronaut?
Well, he just said that he's an astronaut anyways. Like, yeah, well, I is. How about that? I was like, well, what, do you want a plaque or something because the FAA is not going to give it to you? But now you have to have got to an altitude of 50 miles above the planet and actually be piloting something. So Jeff Bezos, when they went up in their rocket, they weren't doing anything. They were just, it was all automated. They were just along for the ride.
I was going to go to the moon.
Same thing for Richard.
I was going to go to the moon and make it a property of Amazon. And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for meddling government agencies.
I would have, if Jeff Bezos went to the moon, I would give a shit. That's pretty cool. I mean, they just got way the fuck far out there to the point where they were weightless a little bit. Like that really, who cares? It wasn't that much further than the Richard Branson's flight, and he kind of got out there. Like, it doesn't really matter. As soon as you start getting where you're like in orbit of the planet and you're out there for a while, that's when it becomes impressive. Otherwise, who cares? This was... It didn't matter. None of it mattered. And it's not like this was some gigantic leap or something like that. It was a bigger deal when Elon Musk got that rocket to re-land. That actually makes a difference as far as getting the price of, like, getting shit out into space going down. Some rich dude making his own rocket ship and blasting off out in there. Really, that doesn't matter at all. And it doesn't matter if he can claim he's an astronaut or not. None of it fucking matters.
I got a feeling who gives a shit about this one. Can I take a stab at it?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Not just the science nerds, but it's the people that have to constantly spurg out about Jeff Bezos all the time.
Yeah, there are, like... Just like there's kind of celebrity of America, it used to be like famous actors. Now there's kind of like a billionaire celebrity that exists. Like Elon Musk definitely has it, and Bezos kind of has it. There's a few other billionaires like Richard Branson, kind of, but they just kind of have shit happen around them. And yeah, I can see there being fucking Bezos spurgs, for sure.
I mean, Alex Jones is he's not a fan of Bezos. He goes in on him pretty hard.
Well, that's because he wants to bring in the AI apocalypse with all of his drones and shit.
Dude, he's a drone killer. Have you seen him fuck up an Amazon drone with the sword? That shit was awesome.
What, Alex Jones did that?
Yeah, it was in his recording studio, and he had a guy fly around an Amazon drone, and he just fucking smashed.
And Alex Jones just whoops out a sword and fucking slaps it with it.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking awesome.
No, that's fucking... What the fuck? No, I never saw that. That's fucking bitching, though. That is pretty fucking...
Taking down the globalists one drone at a time, baby. Mom, Alex.
Defeat the global ass. Ah!
I'm done. I'm pissed, and I'm not putting up with it anymore.
Oh man. I have seen videos of people shooting like random drones that are supposed to be delivering shit, where they're like shotgunning shit out of the sky. I can see Alex Jones doing that shit in Austin. They got like, like the Pizza Hut drone flying over his backyard.
And I'm here to tell you, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms.
Oh yeah, Alex. Let's have Alex take over the show, right? We got 6 minutes left.
You know, I'll tell you what bums me out, dude, is that the Second Amendment isn't protected enough to have, like, rich billionaires have their anti-space cannons where they're shooting each other out of the fucking sky. That would be fucking awesome.
Dude, if I was a billionaire,
really
it would be my goal to try to get a pirate ship into space, and we could have naval space wars between billionaires. And we can make it a Twitch stream.
Yeah, I mean, there's dumber ways to spend money. I mean, if you had fuck off money like that, and it doesn't even fucking matter, that would be pretty sweet. You have a pirate ship out there, and you have a billionaire that's flying around his fucking space Viking ship,
and then
trying to get space Vikings on your boat.
The winner of the contest gets ownership of space, and they can mine for gold and minerals and whatever the fuck else is on the planet.
Man, now that I think about it, I do kind of give a shit about this because anything to accelerate shit going into space is pretty cool by default because space pirates are pretty awesome and space marines are fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, I do like astronauts. I'm not so much into the nerdy shit where they explain math and how it works. That shit is stupid. But it is cool to watch an astronaut parachute down from space into the ocean.
Yeah, totally. Well, I mean, that's really all I got to say about Bezos and him going to space and getting denied a title. You got anything you want to plug? Anything you want to talk about before we get into voicemail?
I don't have anything to plug. Not this week. I'm gonna be at the American Legion Post this weekend, gambling.
Nice. Well, I do recommend that everyone go and check out the Rich Dickman show. Rem, our audio guy, is a fantastic podcaster. Check out his show; deserves the listen. Also, if you are so kind, be sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/WGA Shit Show. And check out our tiers. We make extra bonus content.
Yeah, we're working on recording one soon. Gonna happen.
That should be coming post haste. But if you want to, one of the last things you can do is give us a call at 281-747-6015 and tell us who gives a shit. Well, we got one voicemail this week, and here we go.
I guess I better go anyway. Never mind, get rid of this one. Or don't. You know what? I'm going to keep going. Here we go. Alright, so as you guys know, I mentioned on the show Captain Blackbread, by the way.
It's Captain Blackbread.
I'm a promiscuous guy, right? I get around a little bit. So, there was this time recently that I've not been able to get around very well. I'm not sure what it is. The Tinder doesn't work very well for me. I don't know. I'm much better in person, and that's kind of how that works. So, thing is,
okay, so Captain Blackbread, CJ gave you some advice about this, and it worked great. Just lie, like a lot, like as much as you can get away with. Just lie.
Yeah, just think about what she would like, and then just say that, whether it's true or not.
Although I can empathize with the dude when having things work better in person. Let's see what else he's got going on. Let's continue on here.
I was like, okay, fuck it. I guess I gotta slay a fucking dragon for all you guys that don't know what that means. Basically, take whatever you can get. Basically, it's all gonna be fucking old chick, ugly chick, fat chick. You get what you get. Even they were turning me down, and it was like, oh fucking Christ. I mean, it was all online, but god damn, man, what happened to the standards? It became unrealistic somehow, or at some point, I don't know. But it's all fine. I started talking with an old friend, and things seemed pretty promising there, but it was also a strange situation because hold on just a sec.
And that... Whoa.
She fucking has a kid.
Ooh.
And I have this weird feeling that there's going to be a bit of attachment there. But I'll find out. I gotta make a 3-hour trip, and yeah. I'd go 3 hours at this point. Shit, I'd go 5 hours. I'd drive 5 hours for some.
That is way too far to get some pussy.
No.
Oh, that's...
No. Captain
What
Blackbird.
the fuck did I just tell you guys for? Alright. Who gives a shit?
Alright, what's the farthest you'll drive to get some pussy, CJ?
45 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds
45 minutes. Captain Blackbeard, listen to me and listen to me now.
Bread.
Do not
black bread.
Do not get in your car and drive 3+ hours to fuck a woman that has a child. Do not do that. Just order a hooker or masturbate. That is better than what you just said you were going to do.
One of the weird things about being older is that not having it like tail immediately available doesn't just instantly kill you. It used to bother me a lot, and it just doesn't these days. Mainly because I got too much other shit to be doing, and I'm constantly trying to make money, man, and I can't let getting some snatch get in the way of that. So
exactly, gambling.
You don't.
You have Adam.
Yeah. There's better shit to be doing. What about playing video games? That's way more manly than getting.
Adam, have you ever heard of GOP?
What?
Gambling over pussy,
that?
GOP. Have you ever heard of it?
Oh, no, I haven't heard of that one before.
Gambling over pussy is a very common term that we gamblers say down at the Legion while we're playing cards. So I don't have time to drive 5 hours for some mediocre pussy because I'm going to be gambling. And I cannot let a pussy get in the way of gambling. That's just not allowed. So, number one, find your gambling so you're not bored and so desperate for pussy. And number two, just get a hooker that's near you if that doesn't work. And number three, in the meantime of doing both of those things, 1 and 2, just say to women that you have cocaine on you. Doesn't matter if you have it or not. That's another story. If you just say that you do, they'll come flocking your way. They will drive 5 hours plus to see you if you tell them you're carrying an 8-ball around.
Man, what? All right, you need to stop giving people such potent advice, TJ. And we're going a little bit over time here, so we need to get the fuck out of here.
All right. Captain Blackbeard, you better not disappoint me and drive 5 hours. That's my...
Blackbeard, don't put the pussy on the pedestal, man. It'll be okay. Well, I guess that's all I really got for you this week, so, see ya.
And don't drive for pussy, ever.